Shekinah King, informed his speech. Have you ever heard of K-pop? You know, bands like BTS, 21 Stray Kids. Well, what does it all entail? What is it really? So I've actually done a stiff of research, on K-pop. I've actually immersed in K-pop for about 15 years now. I even found out things I didn't even know I knew. So today I'm gonna tell you all about K-pop, what it is, the history of K-pop, as well as what is the life of a K-pop star and its global impact in the US and globally. So what is K-pop? It's abbreviated for Korean pop genre music. It actually hails from South Korea. And this right here is K-pop. And as you can see, K-pop actually hails from not just one genre, but multiple genres. Afro beats, funk, pop, blues, hello. But they're also a genre all on their own. So when did it all start? It started in South Korea in the 1950s with the Kim sisters, a soulful trio. Now they didn't speak English, according to LAFilms.com. But they also started doing soulful renditions of American pop songs. That's what actually got them to actually be able to go to the US. And let's fast forward to maybe about 40 years later, as K-pop actually started to become more prominent. We have the 1990s with the Soul TJ Boys. And with them, according to LA Films, they were actually one of the first K-pop groups to actually be more like the genre it is now today. They started to incorporate American dance and songs and music into their actual performances, songs. And also one of the Soul TJ Boys is also part of the Big Three. What's the Big Three? The Big Three is actually YG Entertainment, SM Entertainment, and JYP Entertainment. They are the biggest actual entertainment agencies in South Korea. Now, secondly, let's get on to what it's like to be a K-pop star. For a K-pop star, you actually have to go through an immense amount of training. You can start as young as 10 years old and up. According to an actual documentary that I watched by Blackpink, about Blackpink by Light, Show Your Light, they were actually talking about how they did 14-hour days almost every week for dancing, singing, acting, and even language learning. That's a lot, if you ask me. Also, they have to go through not just training, but they're actually going on competitions against their own training members. So if you go through a training and you don't pass that review for the next month, according to Jisoo of Blackpink, you're bye-bye. She saw many of her friends leave and not see their dream come to fruition. After training, you go through debuts. Now, debut is the next big step. Debuts, you actually have press conferences, you have different performances, live performances like that. But if you don't make your debut by day one, you're out of here. Because you got to make an impact in South Korean music. And also some of actually, I think it's called M-Wave. M-Wave is actually one of the biggest streaming platforms for live performances. They take out your background vocals. So you can't be lip syncing. You actually have to sing a cappella through the whole entire performance. Now also, Jennie and Lisa of Blackpink, they even said even after they debuted, that wasn't the hardest thing. Debut and training was the easiest. It's the concerts and tours. They do global tours. Global tours start in, Asia. That's fine. They're home in South Korea. But then they go from Asia, they go to the US, Brazil, and that takes immense of strenuous activity on your body. Actually, Jenny says she has to actually go through Pilates work every time she comes back from a tour. Now, thirdly, I want to get into the impact it has made. K-pop, they have impacted globally. They have came to the US like this. Blackpink, they actually were the first K-pop group to actually perform at Coachella. BTS, they were the first group to perform and be nominated for a Grammy. Then you have, according to CNN News, an actual group called Black Swan. They are actually the only one who do not actually speak Korean, are Korean. They speak Korean, they sing Korean, they can do all that. But they actually hail from Brazil, they hail from Senegal, they also hail from India and the US. But they said, we want to put our own culture in and make it a spin too. And I also have a graph and a map for y'all to see how K-pop has actually, how it actually looks, the 10%, the 10 top countries for YouTube views. You see here, this is globally. You have Korea at 10.1. You have the US at 7.4, with Philippines and Japan at 6.8. This is the views every time, every week, back and forth. This is actually according to KoreaBoo.com, which is the for a lot of Korean fans. So in conclusion, K-pop, it's not just a genre, but it's also a means of being a style that takes from other styles too. Starting from the 1950s, going to the 1990s, and now up. Then you have what it's like to be an actual K-pop star. They go through immense training, not just training, but the debuts. And if they don't do either one of those, they're not able to do the concerts and tours. And then thirdly, you actually have how it's impacted globally. You have artists and groups who actually came from other countries, and they actually influence everybody else. And so I hope that y'all can, take from that today and maybe listen to some K-pop today. Thank you.